No sound. You have a sound?
No sound. We better call.
He hears,
No, we don't hear anything.
but he can hear us, the Rosh Hashiva?
No, he's never able to hear me.
Oh, well. You tried already?
I tried. I'm gonna call you, Shul.
Okay.
Mute here. No.
Still trying to get somebody. I can't find anybody.
Good.
No one's answering the phone over there on Artzion. I can't find anybody to tell her that there's no sound. I phoned Shlomo. I phoned a bunch of people. No one's answering.
Yeah, probably the phone of Yeshua is for Reb Chaim. He calls. He listens on the phone. Chaim Feischer.
Good.
I know. I'll try again.
Binyamin, what's his name? The Mexican guy.
He doesn't answer. He doesn't answer. And Rav Shlomo doesn't answer. Thank you.
Okay.
I know. I'm going to try Shoshana. Ha ha. She'll answer.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. On switch.
Hi, this is Yossi. How are you? Baruch Hashem. Could you please just get a message to your husband? There's 3 people now. There's 4 people on Zoom, and for the last 10 minutes, we don't have any sound coming out of our. There's no sound coming out. He's talking and talking and no sound. Can you please get him a message that there's no sound? There's 4 people trying to listen in on the Zoom. Thank you very much.
One good. I'll do that. Better or worse?
She's telling him she's getting him a message.
You're back?
He's getting him a message.
Okay. What? Yeah. Just forgot to get something. I just have to close. I'll try it. Yeah. Yeah, fine.
Okay. I know he knows now. He's okay. Thank you.
That's okay. Yosipona, can I hear you?
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes. We hear you.
Yeah, good.
Hear him or don't hear him?
Yes, we hear.
I hear him screaming.
Yeah, we're good. We're okay.
He hears him in the phone or it's on the Zoom?
No, Zoom. We got back on. You were off for the last 10 minutes. We couldn't hear anything. Now we hear you fine.
I hear him, but I hear him very low.
We hear you.
I hear you. Yosipona, he called me. He said he doesn't hear us, and I hear him screaming something very little.
We want to hear him from Bayside.
Right.
Now, okay. Okay, now. We're okay. Everything's good.
Okay. Next paragraph. Next paragraph. I can hear him now.
Try changing the audio source.
Working? Okay.
They can see you, they can hear you, but we can't hear them, so
Why is that?
I'm trying to figure that
I
out.
want to be a Rab. I've made, I want to be a Rab.
We can all agree.
He might say, I am already a Rab.
No, I say, I will be.
I will be.
I'll be what? Superman? I'll be like the rabbi.
I will be like a Rab.
Okay. So the rabbi passing by and says, I will be. So he says, I want to be like him.
To be 30 days like a Rab. That's what they say.
Okay. The tzarich biyu, next paragraph. I read it now, second paragraph. The tzarich biyu needs explanation, a clarification. Ma'u kavanosoi barichus vo. What is the intention of the Rambam when he lengthens his words? Now, you don't need to take out of your mouth something which the meaning is like all the nation, like that, whatever's in your heart. Rather, as long as you include in your heart, you look out of your mouth things which the subject as Nazarite, even though the far out subjects and it's not clear in the meanings, still you're a Nazarite. As long as I finish in my heart. Why not have to speak so much? If the Rambam just wants to teach us, Din Yodois, the laws of Yad, I could say part of a language. And if I understand from part of the language, What I mean, it's okay. If he wants to teach us the law of yad. Yad means a handle. The part of a language is like a full language. Like a handle of a vessel, it's like holding, through the hand I can hold the whole vessel. With the language that I came out of my mouth, it's a yad, it's a handle which contains the whole thing or can pick up through that. The whole thing it's working. He should have teach us something very short. Like he wrote in the laws of Nodorim. But the laws of Ned is the same thing. If somebody makes a vow, not a Nazarite, a vow. Let's say he has a sacrifice. He has two animals next to him. One he says, this will be Korban Nedova. And there's another animal next to him says, and this will be. He didn't say this will be like this. This will be. So what does that mean? What?
This one's gonna stay alive.
This one stay alive, this one will be the same. So that's called yad. So the Rambam writes very short. Yad by Nedori works. Why by Nezirus when it comes to Nazir, which is also a Dina language, the Rambam links. You don't need a language in your mouth, the meaning of the whole nation. That everybody understands, the whole world understands the same thing when you accept in your heart. Rather, as long as you accept in your heart, and you came out of your mouth words which are far out, and there's no real meaning, lashon nezirus in them, but people understand that's what it means. It's enough.
וכן יד מוכיח ואין מוכיח.
ואוי צריך לדקדק.
יד מוכיח ואין מוכיח.
Or the stress to be precise, to be specific, to be precise. Ma'u kavanosoi. What is the meaning of the Rambam, the Oimru, when he said, "En oimrim benezirus"? I don't say by nezirus that I need a full language. No. Behold, din yodois, ike gam kiddushin. The Gemara in Maseches Nedorim, and the Gemara by us in the Amud Beis. The Gemara wants to say also by Kiddushin, there's a din in yad. If somebody says, "Ara mekudeshet li," finish, and you give her a ring, and there's another man next to you with another woman, he says, "And you too to me," or "You too," or he has two women, says, "You are mekudeshet to me, and you too." So he wants to marry both of them. In the olden days before him, the Rabbeinu Gershon, you were able to marry two women. So when we say you also means also you, the Gemara has a doubt. By Kiddushin, we say yad or not. Yad moich, exactly. Yad she'ein moich, yad moichiach, if it works or not. Yad she'ein moichiach. Approving yad or not approving yad. Lefi ma she'navi lekamon, according to what we're going to bring later on. Piresh Shmuel Rabbi. My Rabbi explained. Sha'arambam Soiv, the Rambam holds the yesha lekiddushin. But Kiddushin is also a concept of yad. Part of a language, a handle of a language can contain the whole language, is considered a language of Kiddushin. Im ken if so. If also by Kiddushin and Nedorim, all of them have the same rule of yad, what did he took out from including of his words, Maseches, what he wrote, and oimrim benezirus, we don't say by Nazarites. I mean, the din of Yodes applies by Nedorim and Kiddushin too. So why by Nazarite? He says, I don't say by Nazarite. I need a language everybody understands. What I mean in my heart, what I can do in my heart. As long as I can do in my heart, the language has a far out meaning in my language. But still, that's what I decide in my heart. I saw a language that is a maybe far out meaning in the language. That's what I decided. My heart is enough. What is he adding more than Kiddushin and the Nedorim? So he wants to polarize the ideas.
There's a question.
Yes, go ahead.
What do you do about, let's say, tzedakah, also your yad, also by
Hey, it's tzedakah.
It's not tzedakah.
Hey, what is it?
Payers in the
They're true. It's a neder, I vow, and I'm magnishin. Right? And in the mouth, a fortune. A fortune. Yeah. The Gemara says, can you shoil on a pay? Yes. You make a neder, and this is pay, and you want to make a shiling, you want a rabbi reach out, you could. Kiddushin, the Dorim, all the Dorim, yes. And the Zirim too, yes. Yes, and what's special? Really, all of them should be the same, but since he's the Rambam length in the Dorim, only in the Zirus, must be in the Zirus something else.
I know, but the kasha, it's a negative.
Now he wants to go in. What is Kiddushin? What is the Dorim? What is the Zirus? What?
The same kasha can be a Shabbat stock.
Correct.
You mentioned stock.
Yeah, correct. Why you only mention by the Zirus? And not by the Dorim, not by Kiddushin. Yes. Okay. The Nagdi. In order to answer this,
Rav Yitzchak,
yes.
Rav Yitzchak,
Yes, I hear you.
you hear me?
Yes.
Is are you talking about a Yad Mochiach or Ein Mochiach?
I hear you, but I don't hear what you say.
That's horrible.
We talking about Yad Mochiach or Ein Mochiach?
Which yard I'm
What
talking
kind of Yad?
There you go.
What kind of Yad?
Now I can hear you. Okay.
Yad
It's
Mochiach.
not the yard I'm
Yeah.
talking. Okay.
What
So-
kind of Yad?
Don't have
It's a machloikes. למיימרו דסובה שמואל ידיים של מחיר זמן ידיים.
We don't have the now.
Machloikes.
Yeah,
Question what the Rambam holds.
Maybe we have to be more specific.
yeah. We don't have the yad mochiach in the language of Kiddushin.
Yeah.
We have?
The Gemara says that if I need to say the word li, it's called yadayim shem moichichos. Toises asks Stira. And here we see Shmuel holds yadayim shem moichichos. Lo having yadayim.
The language. When you say.
And that's why you need a nosig over lefono.
At the Kiddushin, no, when you make it.
And Masechet Adorim he says.
When you make a kinyan, you must take your hand up, like.
Here he holds a daim shem moichichos, it's not a daim shem moichichos. And they hold
But in Kiddushin, yes, like.
he holds that Yadavin a daim. It is your daim. So Tosis answers his levels of a daim. Level moichiach. But that's a subject there. We're going to learn it later on. It's not our subject right now. You hear Reb Shmuel? Hello?
Yeah, I hear.
Good.
Okay, thanks.
This is Machlokes HaMoiroim and Tosis Steer and Shmuel themselves. He answers his level of moichiach and non-moichiach. But it's not our subject right now. We talk about the concept of yad in essence. ונגדים דברי מויר ורבי הגוין האמיתי החוסין ראש של כל בני הגוי לו זכוסו יוגלנו אמן. He says, I will preface first, I would say the words of Reb Chaim HaLevi. What does Reb Chaim HaLevi say? Ahod the boy ben adorim. That they request or want to know in the second adorim page 6. Im yesh yad lekiddushin aloi. The Gemara Adorim wants to know by Kiddushin we have the concept of yad or not. Umuki, the Gemara explained what case we're talking about. Kegon domar lo laish aran mekudeshes li. A person told one woman, "You are engaged to me." To me. V'omar lo lechaverto ve'at. And he told her girlfriend, and you. And you, ve'at. Mi amrinon, the Gemara has a doubt. Do we say ve'at nami, omar lo lechaverto? When he said, and you, we mean, and you also engaged to me? The taflis kol kiddush lechaverto, the kiddushin gets hooked on to the friend too. Or dilmo, maybe V'at chazoi, maybe he says, and you would see what I'm doing. You would watch what I'm doing to your friend. V'at chazoi omar lechaverto. He told her friend, and you would watch. V'lo tafsem kiddush v'chaver, the kiddushin and not be grabbed by a friend. Which the Gemara has a doubt, the concept of yad exists by kiddushin or not. V'iksha moiri v'Rabbi zechusu yogeleinu omein. Comes Reb Chaim Alevi and he asks the question. Ma tzrichim onu ledin lashon gabi kiddushin? Why we need the law of lingua, language by kiddushin? Oh, behold, afilu umdana, even umdana. You know what umdana mean? What is umdana? An assumption. Afilu umdana, even assumption. How do I get this assumption? Al yedei through shediberima al iski kiddushin. He spoke to her about the business of getting married. He says, "Oh, you love me, I love you. Let's build a house. Let's get married." So he spoke about subject of kiddushin, and then he gave kiddushin to her friend, and he gave the at and you. Even though she'ein bodin loshon, even though there's no law of language, doesn't have the din, doesn't have a law of language. The words I said have no law of language, but I did speak before about the subject. Say again, I spoke about let's get married, let's build a home, where we're going to live, I want to take care of the children, and then I give her money without saying any loshon of kiddushin. There's no loshon of kiddushin. Gam ken me'ani also helps. Gabe kiddushin by kiddushin. Why? The whole loiba'inon din levater says I don't need. There's no law that you need to express in your mouth like by Nazarite or vows. Gabe kiddushin. By kiddushin is no law that has to come out of your mouth. By a vow, neder, nozir, hekdesh. There's a law levate bisfatayim to express, to come out of your lips. But by kiddushin, there's no law that you have to say the kiddushin in your lips. As long as she understood what you said, it's okay.
But if you have the intention to marry her, it's like a language.
1 second. Maybe I don't need a language. As long as you need language is not a language. Language is in my heart. If she can read my heart and agree to my heart, maybe I don't need to speak. No, he didn't say. He didn't say anything. He said, let's get married. We're going to live here in this house. My father will give me this amount of money. We'll do this. And he gives her money. And he didn't speak. Yeah, no, not yet. He spoke to her before. But when he gave the money, he didn't speak anything. Zero la lingua, no lingua. He was oisek, was busy in kiddushin. But he didn't. When he gave the money, he was silent. Behold, the Ran wrote, "The vada yad moichiach ave." This is very clear. Yehand. It's a yad moichiach. It's a proof hand. The ad nami koma. When he says at, he gives one girl agam kodesh asli, and he gives the other girl money. He says and you. That's a yad moichiach. The level of proof. The level of this hand, part of language, it's a clear level. Yad moichiach is a proven language. It's a must understood language that he meant you also. Or if I didn't speak. Or im ken if so. Afilu im noima de'en yad kiddushin. Even if we will say there's no hand, the kiddushin is not part of a hand is like a full hand. No, it's not the part makes a full. No. For the part, you know what I mean, but what makes the Kiddushin, you know what I mean. It's not the language. If so, even if we go to there's no hand the Kiddushin, there's no such thing, the part of the hand makes a full language, the hand is a full structure of language. No. Even if I don't have yad Kiddushin, nami man, they also should work. The Kiddushin. Why? The chol hapoch is at least ave kimo diber imo alis kiddushin. It's not worse than he spoke to her about the subject of Kiddushin, so she knows what I mean, and it's silent, it works. The same way when I speak before about Kiddushin, and I give her money afterwards, and I didn't speak anything, it works. Because umdana works. What is umdana? Estimating work. You can estimate what I mean in my heart. So now when I say ve'at, and it's a yad moichiach, forget about that the ad means the yad moichiach, through the ad, through the yad. When I say and you, I can structure a full language by saying part. It says forget about it. Why do I need a structure from a part of the language, a complete language? Erase, I don't need any language. As long as you know what I mean, it's not worse than I speak to a woman before about Kiddushin. When I give, I'm totally silent. But since you can estimate what I mean, so that's, you follow the estimation. Also here, when I say ve'at, forget about the ve'at. I don't need to build from part of language a full language. No, just through the word ve'at, you know what I mean. You can estimate what I mean. And since you can estimate what I mean, the Kiddushin works through the estimation, not through language. What I need to come at the lingua. Correct? So I don't need language. That's the kasha of Chaim Alevi. If estimation works, I don't need a language to structure from a hand a loshan gomu, from a complete gomu, complete language. I don't need a language altogether. I just need to know what I mean. And even estimation works. I can't hear two voices in one shot. Yes. Good. Who says when you have a loshan gavua, maybe he means something else because the words mean something else. Since the words mean something else, or maybe mean something else, it's worse. You have something negative against. Like what? So loshan gavua, we answered you. Because you have an opposition. Yeah, get it. Yes. So you have something negative too. What do you want to say? It's a something negative. 1 second. Yes, the moment. Yes.
He must speak with that woman.
Correct.
In this case, he didn't spoke at all of his Kiddushin from the woman. He just said
right.
That's not meaning that.
So we have a doubt that when I said the word va'at, there's a concept of yad, which is by Kiddushin, by a part of a language, can I structure a whole language or not? This is the question he asks. He says, concept Chaim Alevi, what is the suffix if by Kiddushin is a din of yad, part of language, can I structure a whole language from it? Loshan gomu, from a yad. Forget about why do I need to structure a complete language? I don't need a structure, I just know what it means. And it can work through the meaning. How do you know? No. Yes, correct. Yeah, but I don't need a language. She's mekudesha because she knows its meaning. I don't need a language. What do you want to say?
Didn't he give 2 rings to the first girl to give her a ring to the second girl?
Yes, so.
When he makes her she's a sliach.
As far as the getting of the money.
So we said it's enough to speak with the first one, even though we didn't we're not using yad, but we say because we speak with the first one, so I understand.
No, and I said the word va'at, and so the ad, you know what I mean. So worst goes when you know what I mean. What makes the kiddushin? You know what I mean, or you have a language?
You know what I mean?
So why do I have to come onto language? Part of a language can get structure. Yad, which is mochia, can structure a language or not. In the dorm, I need a language. I need levatim v'sosayim. I need to express in my lips.
It's like kemo. Because I can say no, it's not kemo. It's not kemo.
Where does the Rambam say the word come on? Yes.
It's
No, that's a question of Chaim Alevi. Let it be like, yes.
No. Rabbi Chaim Alevi says it can be like.
But he's not, she should be like. Misvora. So you have to answer Misvora why it's not like. Yes, Yecheskel. Who is Rebbe Beach? Rabbi of the Beach? Who is Rebbe of the Beach? It's not Rebbe Beach. Oh, very good. I like that.
She was with this, but for his Rav, he's married with both her because it's not a young here. It's like a language when he talk with her and he say, he doesn't go with her. As if he don't with both her.
I can't hear. Please. If he's married to both, if there is yad, he's married to both, yes. The question is, what I need to come on to yad? I should follow the structure of umdanis. Umdana means assumptions. My Rabbi Chaim Alevi, sorry, before that, I jumped. No, I didn't jump. My Rabbi Moir Rabbi Zia, Mor Zia answered. The question is the answer. The question proves the what? The min loshan shekidushin, from language of Kiddushin, lo avdinan ananu, that we don't make umdana. Now what does that mean? When I want to use the machinery of language, I cannot jump to the machinery of umdana. If I want to use machinery of umdana, I could. If I speak to her before and I give her now and I didn't speak, so I'm using the machinery of umdana of estimation. But when I start speaking, means I want to use the language of speaking. I want you to find out what's in my heart through speaking. So I need to use the speaking. So from speaking, I cannot jump from speaking to because it's different intention, different structure. The explanation of his holy words. The Kiddushin by Kiddushin, I need to speak from a decree of the Torah. Where the Torah says I need to speak, the Chiyikach says you need to take her. The Beina Nosanu V'Omaru, it needs I should give and I will say. An explanation of this decree, who the Kabei Kiddushin by Kiddushin Madebainon Das Habal. What do I need? What do I need? The intention of the husband. Ein zerak. It's not only mishum din kinyan. It's not only because to make an acquisition you need the intention one who makes the acquisition to make the acquisition. Kemoy the bayina make it like by buying and selling. You need das. You need mishum chaloy sakin. You need intention because to take effect on the law of the acquisition. Ela milvad din das, rather besides the law of knowledge, das, agreement, to make the acquisition, like any other acquisition, the bain and das goes in any other acquisition, you need the intention and the knowledge and intention of the buyer. Bain and bazeh and kiddushin, you need something more. Doble. You know the word doble? What does doble means? Double. More. Extra. Ba'in and bazeh, we need in this in Kiddushin. Daito de bal, you need the intention of the husband. Bichdei, in order, shi'emai sekicha. In order to be an act of taking. Which means that in Kiddushin I have two layers. This is the biggest chiddush of Rabbi Chaim Alevi that will carry us for the whole tractate. The what? That when I do an act of Kiddushin, acquisition of Kinyan Kesef, Kinyan Shtar, Kinyan Bia, I'm really doing two things. One is I'm making an act of acquisition. And there's laws by an act of acquisition. When I didn't make an acquisition, I need my intention to make the act take effect. I need the person who makes the act to have the intention and the knowledge that he's doing the act, and his intention what the act will be, and he wants a ramification of the act. The law will take an effect. But let's say he's misasek. You know the word misasek? He's busy. He's just giving out dollars to people on Sunday as a Rabbi, which means he's busy with other things. But he doesn't have the intention to make an acquisition with his actions. It won't work. Right. So in order for the Kinyan to take an effect, you have to have das. That's number one. Layer number two, intention. Das is understanding, the kavon is intention. But in Kiddushin there's another layer. Ba'inon we need, but then we need in this, the intention, the baal, the intention of the husband, because in order for the husband to take the woman, he needs to take her. He needs to do the action of taking her. And he has to have the intention that what he's doing, he's taking her. What? True. We learned from the Fil Avraham that the type of kinyan works through Kesef. But it's also a word to take. There's this kika chishish when a man takes a woman. So you need really the intention and his knowledge and intention for two reasons. One is because he's making an act of acquisition of money, like by field. Number two, he's taking her. And tells us he needs to take her. He needs to take. He has to do an action of taking. He has to have the intention that he's doing an act of intention, which means the same act of Kiddushin has two intentions. One is for Maseches, number two is Maseches. No! By making a man, I need just one intention. Right. Correct. But by later, true. No. No, there you don't need. That's an act. That's a fact. The fact, when you buy something, you are the one that's taking. Here the thing requires you to take. You need to take, not her. There's laws in it. There's a makbid that you need to take. So since there's a hekbid that you need to take, you have to have the intention. That's a hekbid that you are taking, and not him. No, it's a reality. It's a reality. That's what's happening. I don't need to have the intention for that. Here, by Kiddushin, there's two layers. One is acquisition of buying a woman, which is a kinyan kesef, kinyan shtar. Number two, kinyan bia. Number two, you have to have das and kavona to do a ma'aseh, to do an act that you are taking. You demand. You're going to be the controller of this relation, of this acquisition. No, because there's no intention for kinyan. No, it's a chison of kinyan. You know, intention of the kinyan. But here you need double it, two layers. Not only intention of the kinyan, you also have the intention that you are taking her as a kicha, ma'aseh kicha. The kolzman, he says, as long, all time. The leke daito, as long as there's no intention of the husband, that he's not only doing a ma'aseh acquisition, an act of acquisition, also he doesn't have the intention he's taking her. En kan ma'aseh kiddushin. I don't have here ma'aseh kiddushin. The commotion is by Bez Hashem is born in the barichus. We're going to explain the subject in length, very length.
Now it's a question.
So one said before questions, first of all, what he means. What is he saying? He's saying, when I say Yad Kiddushin, we ask, what do we have to come on to Yad? Say Umdana. The answer is no. If my intention is to use language, so I'm using the structure of language. So I need to have Yad. But if my intention is to use Umdana, I can use Umdana. And Umdana can restruct the language, go to my Sekicha, it's okay. But which methods I'm using? That's Reb Chaim Alevi's answer. The min loshon shekiddushin, from a lingua of Kiddushin, we don't make Umdana. Umdana exists, but we don't make for you because you're not using it. Using a language. And he explains, since by Kiddushin I need Amira, besides Amira that will express your intention, your das and kavana, to make an acquisition. By Kiddushin, I need a mirror for another reason. I need a mirror because you need a taker. And the Amir has to come through you. What? Yes.
He's not showing the intention.
He shows the intention. But it's enough, yes. If he would want to use the structure of umdana, it would be enough. But since he's not using an umdana, he's using a language. And by Kiddushin, I need a language for two reasons. Not only to show the intention of my intention for making a kinyan, I also have my intention to do my sekicha. So when I'm using, and for my sekicha, I need a amir, I need to speak. So when I'm not, so since Kiddushin has two layers, and I'm using those two layers through speaking, I say Va'at, I speak. So I can now make a reverse and says, no. I'm not going to use the structure of Amira that I need for two reasons, for Das, Kinyan, and for Kicha by Kiddushin. I'm going to use Umdana. Umdana will restruct all those things. No. You don't say from a language to create, we don't make an Umdana from a language. From a language of Kiddushin, which requires those two layers, we don't make Umdana. V'ra'ilozeh, he's going to bring a proof to that. V'ra'ilozeh. Isa b'sefer Teras Gitin, Simen Kuvim Aleph, Yunsham. If you look in the sefer called Teras Gitin, which who wrote it in the Sivis? Siman Kuvim Aleph, you have to look in there. V'chen b'dush v'chidush. Ma'dur et tanyono l'goyin Reb Kiva Iger, zechus yogolin omein. B'doch ma'adut la'gra, ziyah. I just spell up the whole abbreviation. So he found in the Nesivos and the Kivegi, he found what? Shenitos has been printed new, the Chidush of Kiddushin, by the laws of Kiddushin. The Mechazinon, since we see, the Be'omaru v'nosnoi, when he speaks and she gives, Ba'odam choshu mekudeshes, by important person, she's mekudeshes. Kiva Eiger in the Siva says, when he says and she gives, so then what happens? He needs to give. But when he says and she gives to him, if it's an important person and he agrees to accept, that means he's giving her pleasure that he's agreeing to accept. She's engaged. The by definition, we just say that when she gives, when she gives upon his speech, Anan Sadeh, we are witness, Shenisrat see that she agreed. When he gives and she speaks, doesn't work. Even though the Vadai, for sure, Anan Sadeh, we are witness, and Nisrat that he agreed, when he gives and she speaks, since he gave through her speech, she spoke and he gave upon her words. So we know what he means. What's the difference again? We have two cases. One is he speaks and she gives, and those are the choshuva works. The other case is he gives, she speaks, and he gives, and I can build an umdana. It doesn't work. What's the difference? This is the raya to Reb Chaim Halevi, that from language I don't make an umdana. V'chen afilu be'omarein. Same way, even after he gave and she said and she says, okay, by you giving to me, I'll be married to you. And she said the word hein, yeah, and he said yes. So you have some kind of speech by him. It's not only her speaking, he also speaks. Kosam b'seis of the lemani. The b'seis says it doesn't work. Ledas harosh, according to the Rosh. Why? Aval gav the umdan of the muchach yosem is even there's no greater umdan estimation more than this. There's no greater estimation than this. V'arei behold yadin and ritzuyo, we know his agreement. No, it doesn't work. Porque elo, because rather the Kiddushin ba'inon By Kiddushin, we need Shioichocho. There'll be a proof. Bediburo in his words. Or Bemaisav on his actions. Kabedi day from him. You need a proof from his words or proof from his actions by him. Because it's a kri he needs to take. He needs to take means the chok has to come through him in his speech or through him through his actions. But when the proof comes through her, nothing. Even I know his intention is mine and his intention without speaking. However, it's not kinyan here, it's kicha. Since it doesn't help here the intention, the knowledge and the intention of the buyer, like kimok shaking, like any other acquisition. Why? Because he needs to come through him. Because there's a special deen that the intention has to, the proof of his intention has to come starts from him. But when the proof starts from her and he says yes to it, it's not good. It's a problem in kiikach. Or the abiru, the explanation is the milvad besides din dadas, besides the law of not understanding, knowing, the ba'inan mishum kina that I need is intention for the sake of acquisition. Ba'inan noch we need here das, I need here the intention and knowledge b'chdei sheyamaisa kiddushin in order to be an act of kiddushin kiikach. And for this is the decree of the Torah. That the action of the Kiddushin will not just be in the knowledge of the husband alone. Like any other kinyonim. Rather, I need it's not enough to have his intention. I need to have his action there. The intention has to come through his actions. Therefore, for that we need, I'm turning the next column, prove a diburo in his speech. Or b'maiso in his actions, giving money, like the first case. What? Yes. Kamosh kosav agito b'kiddushin. Al kochoch. Bo'agzeres akusu by the addition the decree of the Torah comes. The leiske maisekicha. The kiddushin. I don't have an action of taking the kiddushin. Ela im yesh dav kol kochoch b'diburoi. Unless there's a proof from his speech or by his actions. The loyma hani bosset doesn't help with this. My dam dina that will we estimate his knowledge. It's not enough to estimate his knowledge. It's enough by kinyonim. By kicha, the estimation of knowledge is not enough. It needs to come. The proof has to come through him, through his speech or through his actions. Rather, in order there will be Kicha of Kiddushin, tzorich sheyeh lefoneinu, we need to have in front of us oichochas das, a proof of his agreement, alidei amir through his speech. The keven amir idei avedin migzeras hakosov, since his speech, it's from the decree of the Torah that there is a yeshno ma'aseh kiddushin. Through that, I have an action of kiddushin. Nimtza da amiro v'nesira Kesef shneim comes at the speech and the giving of the money, both of them have a ma'aseh akicha together as an action of taking v'akin the kiddushin. So therefore, v'alkein tzorich shetiyeh kavanosoi. That's why you need to have his intention. Lazos amira, to make the speech Hashem kinyan. He needs to have the intention that the speech is part of the acquisition. Because how do I know that the acquisition is him taking? The speech makes it he's the taking, not enough giving. It's not enough that he gives. Has to come and he gives, and the speaking has to come through him that he has the intention that he's doing the speeching, the talking for the sake of kinyan. The same thing, you need intention to acquisition. By the subject of giving the money, if you have the wrong intention of the action, to make an acquisition of chalipin and mekudeshes. Even though you have it in money, but it wouldn't work. It's like digging in assets of a convert. The service he thinks is his. No, you need to have the intention of the acquisition of the kesef. You have to have the intention what the money is doing. So the same way when you give the money, you have to have the intention what the money's doing. Speech by Kiddushin is not just intention. Speak is that I have to have the connection that my words are deducting through my words or through my action. I'm the one that deducting what the action will be, what the kesef will be for, the Kiddushin. It has to come through me. Same thing by speech. The Kavan sins, the Kavanosu lekadash loshon. Oh, this is the punchline. Since, and then we finish in the answer. We didn't finish the answer. Means I'm doing an action without the intention of a king, there's no work. A ger died, and anyone can grab his assets, you have to make a kinyan. But I was his worker, I didn't know he's dying, I didn't have the intention to make a kinyan, but I did an action, kinyan without intention won't work. Nothing. So chanami legabe amira, here also reference to speech. The cave and the kavanosu lekadesh. Oh, this is the point, right? Since his intention to do the maisekicha and the alosho in gufo through the body of the language, the law and not through umdana, not the kiddushin. Intention is to use one avenue for his maisekicha and not another avenue. Shayach loimar. That's not applicable to say. Shetiskada that she'll be engaged. And the day my shetim berimas kodashel through he spoke to her about the subject of kiddushin. Though matzioma, but why? Because she could say, I didn't have the intention to make you through estimation. Shall diberimo of his shokim baloshon in the language. I'll gain therefore she etzem aloshon. I need the essence of the language to help to acquire. Which means what was the kasha? Kasha was a Chaim Levi. What I didn't have to come out to make a structure of a language, part of language, to make a full language. Forget about the part of language makes a full language. I have my intention, and my intention also works. It says you're right. But since by Kiddushin it's two things, you need a Maisekinyan and an intention for Maisekinyan. And you also have to have a Maisekicha, and that means that your speech have to be the intention that you're deducting the Maises, or one, that the speech is part of the deducting the action, and you have to deduct that has to come through you in order to do Maisekicha. So it has to come through you. You have to decide which way you're taking it. If you're making the Maisekicha through language, it has to be proved the language. You can't say start with language and jump through Umdana when you say I didn't have the intention to use the Kiddushin, the Maisekicha through Umdana. So therefore, you from when I started my lips started to talk, that means I'm not using Umdana, I'm using language. You have to deal. They have a language or not. Yad Mochiach works or not by Kiddushin. But you can't say forget about Yad and language, go jump back to intention. No, since I need besides Das the Kinyan, I needed the Maisekicha, and Maisekicha means I need to deduct to connect my words with my Maise. So if I use words, I need to make sure that the words work, and then I deduct the Maisekicha to the Maise. And I have to have words. I only said part, question is Yad or not. I can't say forget about my words. Let's use Umdana, and my Umdana will deduct the Maise, the Maise in the scene of Kesef. No, it's two different Maisekichas, through words or through an Umdana. So that's why, and you Umdana is part of the Maise. It's not just a reality to know. It's outside information to know the Maisekicha. It's not an outside information. It's intrinsic because that one makes the Maise. So if you're using intrinsic Maise, it's different than Maise 1, Maise B. So you have to decide. If you decide the Maise 1, you can jump to Maise B. La 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 la. I did it quick, and we go over it tomorrow. No, it's good. Go over it. It's a very big fundamental yesod of Reb Chaim Halevi. Now we coming to the world of Maise Kiddushin, two Maisim. It's a Maise Kinyan, we just have the intention, and general intention, know what I intention. And by Kiddushin, you need to have a Maisekicha, and the Maisekicha comes through the Amira and has to come deduct to you that the Amira or the Umdana will deduct the giving of the money or the giving of the shtar to that you are the ones that are doing it. It has to come through, and it's a Maisekicha.
Intention is also acquisition, right?
חנניה מלגה שוילה רוצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזג ישראל לפי כך. עיר בו הם תרמית שנאמר לחובץ המעציתקוי, הגדיל תוירו וידיל, גדל ויסקדי שמי רבו, ועוד מאוד יברוך ירוסי וימליך מלכוסי, חי יכונים ויום יכונים וחלפו בית ישראל, בגולו בזמן קוראים יראו אמן. ישמי רבו כל הרופא ומיו, יתבורך וישתבח וישמוח וישמח וישנסי, יסדו ויסלל ויסלו, מי לקודשו בריחו, לילה מכל מבוסו ושירוסו ושבוסו ולכבוד סלם מירון בו מי, על ישראל ועל רבונון ועל תלמידיון ועל תלמידי סלמידיון, ועל כל מנדוס כמורי בסגני שועדים וכל עשר ועשר, יהי לו לכל שלום מורה, ברכינו וחיסדו ורחמים וחייל עלינו בסדר ויחי, ופוקון אני כאן נשמע יאמרו, אמן, יהי שלום